This is another example here. Mickey Larson is considering investing some money that he inherited. The following payoff table gives the profit that would be realized during the next year for each of three investment alternatives. Mickey is considering investment in stock market, bonds or CD with the probabilities. Okay, now what you have to do? There are three parts in this question. First is, what decision would maximize expected profit? So it means they are talking about maximizing the expected profit. So in this case you have to calculate EMV for each alternative and the answer will be best of EMV. Okay. Second part says that what is the maximum amount that should be paid for a perfect forecast of the economy. So it means the amount that you can invest to get the perfect information. It means you want EVPI in the second part. And we know that EVPI is given by expected value with perfect information minus best EMV. EMV we are already calculating in part A, so we can select best from it and then we have to calculate expected value with perfect information. And in part C it is asked expected opportunity loss. So from this you have to make the decision. So here the best will be minimum EOL. In EMV the best will be the maximum. So let's see how to work with it. So once we have this table, first thing we need is EMV. EMV, which we are going to calculate for each alternative. So we are going to use the formula summation over I xi times P of xi. P of xi stands for the probabilities, xi stands for the payoff. Now what I stands for? Here I stands for the states of nature. Okay, means the uncontrollable quantities. So what are the states of nature here? Good economy and poor economy. Suppose if it is not mentioned that this is state of nature, then you should be aware that the market conditions, the economic condition that's going to be good or poor is uncontrollable. It's out of the hands of the investor. So these are the states of nature. Okay, so how many states of nature do we have? 2. So I varies from 1 to 2. So it means your formula become EMV for each alternative as when you replace I by 1 we will get x1 P of x1 plus replace I by 2 x2 P of x2. So now we have to calculate expected monetary value for each alternative. So let's begin with the first one, stock market. So EMV, this is the solution for part A. EMV for stock market. So this is x1 times P of x1. So it means x1 under good economy for the stock market and x2 means the payoff under the poor economy for the stock market. And P of x1 means probability of good market condition and P of x2 stands for the probability of poor market condition or poor economy. So it will be 80,000 times 0.5 plus, here it is minus, so minus 20,000 times 0.5. When you solve it you will get 30,000. Next is EMV for bonds. So when we calculate it, here this one will become x1 and this value become x2. So this gives you 30,000 times 0.5 plus 20,000 times 0.5. This gives you, when you solve it, 25,000. Similarly, working for CDs, EMV for CDs. This will be, now this is your X1, this is your X2. So 23,000 times 0.5 plus 23,000 times 0.5, which gives you 23,000. Now, as we have to select the best EMV, best is the maximum, which is 30,000 coming from the stock market. Okay, so the decision will be decision. It will be invest in stock market as it gives maximum EMV of 30,000. Okay, so this is the solution for part A. Now, in part B, what is asked in part B? What is expected value of perfect information, for which you have to calculate expected value with perfect information. Best EMV we already have. So to calculate expected value with perfect information, what is the formula? Now this value is only one, not for each alternative like EMV. So this is best payoff in state of nature times the probability of state of nature. Okay, so probability of states of nature we have 0.5, 0.5. Now we need to get best. So best in each state of nature means when the economic conditions are good. What is the best? Best will be the maximum of 80,000, 30,000 and 23,000, which is 80,000. Here the best of minus 20,000, 20,000 and 23,000. It will be 23,000. See, this is not minus, this is x2, this is x1 that I was writing. Okay, now so this gives you EVPI as EBWPI, 80,000 times probability 0.5 plus 23,000 times 0.5. So this gives you 51500. Now this is expected value with perfect information. Now when we calculate expected value of perfect information, it is expected value with perfect information minus best EMV. So this is 51,500 minus the best EMV was 30,000. Okay, which gives you 21500. So it means to get the perfect information about the future market condition, you can invest maximum of 21,500, but you cannot go beyond that. Otherwise, there will be no use of this, of getting that information. Now in third one, we need expected opportunity loss, for which we have to form a opportunity loss table. So let it be like this is opportunity loss table. So how do we obtain opportunity loss table? So to prepare opportunity loss table, first we have to calculate best in each state of nature. So in this state of nature, best is 80,000. In the poor economy, the best is 23,000. So when we obtain opportunity loss table, how we will obtain? Best, which is 80,000 minus the actual payoff. So it will be 0. here 80,000 minus 30,000. So which will be 50,000. And here 80,000 minus 23,000. This gives you 57,000. Now here it is 23. Now when we calculate it for poor economy, 23,000 minus and then minus. So it will become plus. See, 23,000 minus and then minus 20,000. So it become minus become plus. So this gives you 43,000. Here 23,000 minus 20,000. So here it is 23,000 minus 20,000, which gives you 3,000. And for the last one, 23,000 minus 23,000 gives you 0. And we were having the probabilities as 0.5, 0.5. So this is your opportunity loss table. Now we will calculate expected opportunity loss for each alternative. So this will be again given by xi times p of xi over I. Here now xi stands for the opportunity loss value. Okay, so expected opportunity loss. First calculate for stock market. Stock market, which gives you 0 times 0.5 plus 43,000 multiply 0.5. Similarly, expected opportunity loss for bonds. It will be 50,000 multiply 0.5 plus 3,000 multiply 0.5. And similarly, expected opportunity loss for CDs will be 57,000 multiply by 0.5 plus 0 into 0.5. So now this gives you the expected opportunity loss for stock market as 21,500, for bonds 26,500, and for CDs 28,500. Now as we are talking about the loss, we should minimize the loss. So this is the minimum value which comes from the stock market. So here decision is invest in stock market as it gives minimum loss of 21,500. This is your decision. It is important to write your decision. So this is how we answered it. So see, when we were calculating EMV, we got the decision to invest in stock market. So it means when we were talking about the profit, the decision was to invest in stock market. Similarly, when we were talking about the loss, because it is opportunity loss, again the decision is to invest in the stock market. So both gives you the same result.